everybody, and welcome back to another Weather Guy video. Today we're going to be talking about Winter Storm Maya, a winter storm that's going to impact the Northeast after impacting the West Coast. This is a cross-country storm, but the main event is really this weekend. Well, tomorrow, because this is where most of the snow is going to be dumped in places other than mountains. Let's get into our lightning map right now. This is the storm. There is some lightning in Texas, northeast of Houston, and between Tulsa, Oklahoma City, and northwest of Dallas. But there is a lot of rain with this system, and there has been flash flood warnings put out. But most of this is going to be river flooding. So basically, if you're in the rain part of the storm, you might be getting a little bit of flooding in the areas with levees. But really nothing too significant that we've seen this year in the South and the Tennessee Valley. Now, we have the storm currently. As you see, it completely it's going to get really, really strong once it gets all that Gulf moisture. And it's just starting to now. And then the low pressure will form, but that's really what we need tropical tidbits for. So let's go to the eastern U.S. Here's the storm right now. It's about the same thing as we saw on the lightning map. As we progress in time, you can see there's some snow on the back end. Here's the low pressure around St. Louis, and there's snow in Pennsylvania. Then you can see a line of thunderstorms right along the Mississippi. That's where they're really talking about the river flooding, and then also in the Tennessee and Ohio rivers. That's where they're talking about any flooding. Then you keep progressing into time. Then you can see a good area and a lot of major cities in this ice. Detroit, Cleveland, maybe even Pittsburgh. And I think a few hours earlier, we had areas like DC in this. So in DC, you might get a little bit of ice. Then, I'm going to show you guys my ice probabilities. This is if you're getting 1/10 of an inch, which is very noticeable. If you're getting 1/10 of an inch, there's a clear coating that you can see. If you look outside and all the trees seem to have a gray coating, kind of, then you have probably 1/10 of an inch of ice. So you have areas like Burlington, Boston, New York in a low probability. Then you have areas like Hartford, Springfield, maybe Manchester, New Hampshire, Albany, maybe Buffalo, Cleveland, Detroit, Pittsburgh in that medium range. Then you have areas like Lehigh Valley, the central parts of Pennsylvania in that high risk range. So the concerns about ice are, it makes roads slick. It is very hard to drive anything on there, even a plow with salt and sand, especially if you get over 1/10 of an inch of ice, but especially the school buses, because in these areas here, there's a lot of hills and mountains, so you're going to have tough times going up a hill and then sliding down the bottom of a hill. So that's why in these areas with medium to high probability, you will most likely see some closures or delays in those areas for school districts. So let's get back to here. So as we keep going through time, you can see that areas in the Northeast, like New York, so first, Philadelphia, you're basically starting out in the thick of the storm as sleet. Then New York changes over when Philadelphia changes over to rain. Then you have Bridgeport changing over and Buffalo changing over. Then Hartford. Then New York starts to change into more of ice. Then Boston changes over. Then New York changes over to rain. Bridgeport changes to rain. Hartford to freezing rain. And let's go back and see here that area of high icing. You can see in those areas, that is when the heaviest of the rain comes through that area as ice. I mean, even like over here in like Allentown, that area, Lehigh Valley, you're going to get the line of thunderstorms that we were talking about coming through as ice. That's a big concern. But as you can see, Michigan, you get some wraparound snow. Then it continues to move off. Then you get a final quick hitting little like rain shower or something. Then the low pressure moves into Canada. And then that is the end of the loop. Now, as we go through time, this is a 10-to-1 snow liquid ratio. So if you get an inch of rain, it's 10 inches of snow, which is fairly reasonable. And this includes sleet. So you can see in the areas that get a lot of sleet, you'll see some higher snow totals because sleet has some parts that are snow. So you start out and you can see some rapid snowfall happening. So let's take Bridgeport, for example, which is this number right here, right? You have nothing, and a couple hours later, 1, then 2, then 3, then you get 3 for another little bit, and 4, and 4 again, and then 5, and 6, and so on. So with the storm, you're going to see we're going to be seeing an inch an hour in most spots. So here's your snow totals. New York, I'd say about 6 to 8 inches. Philadelphia, I'd say even 2 to 6, because there's a clear cutoff. DC, I'm thinking about an inch. That's it. Pittsburgh, depends on your elevation. Detroit and Cleveland, couple inches on what you have now. Then you have Albany, depending on your elevation. Same thing with Buffalo and how much lake effect there is. Then you get Bridgeport, 8 to 12 inches. Same thing with Hartford. Same thing with Providence and Boston. Then Portland, I'd say probably 10 to 14. Same thing with Manchester. Manchester's probably in the same. Manchester and Burlington are probably in the same range, 8 to 12. Unless you're in like the mountains, then you'll probably get more of your 12 to 18. But then let's take a look, because I was talking about rain earlier. Let's take a look at our total accumulated precip. So as you can see, here's our line of thunderstorms from Texas to Tennessee. as that moves north and east, you really rack up a lot of rain. In a couple hours, you get 2 inches of rain. Then that continues to chug along, moving east and delivering more rain. Then it kind of fizzles out after you get over the Appalachians, whatever you want to call it. But look at the areas that are getting snow. You can see that they were clearly in that 1/2 inch to 2 inch range. Clearly in that area. And this almost perfectly lines up on the areas with the most snow. Middle Pennsylvania with the mountains, getting a lot of snow, getting a lot of precipitation. The mountains in New Hampshire, Vermont, and New York. More precipitation, more snow. Maine is getting more snow than the rest. More snow than the rest of the Northeast. They're also getting more precipitation. So this isn't like temperature is going to play a huge role. It's more of, okay, we're getting more precip, so we're going to get more snow. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video for more content. If you guys are wondering why I haven't posted in a while, it's because I post videos that are going to get views. I'm not going to post a video on every winter storm, because a winter storm that's going to hit Minnesota, dropping like 4 to 6 inches, not very newsworthy where it's hitting. It might be newsworthy in like California. Whoa, it's snowing somewhere? Whoa. But in Minnesota, the target viewer for that storm, it's like, it's snowing tomorrow. Okay. So that's basically why. So I will usually post videos on major storms in the south, not this 1 to 2 inch stuff. Like, man, there's gonna be a foot in the south? Whoa. And nor'easters. Because those videos get views. But with that, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video, comment in the comment section down below. And I will see you guys next time.